Yo, 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 what is going on, everybody? Gabriel Santos here. And in today's video, we're going to talk about a specific phenomenon where you make a commitment to not smoke in the morning, but you break that commitment at night. And this was brought up by one of the viewers in the comment section last video. And just so people are clear, this can apply to not just with marijuana, but any habit you're looking to change, right? Whether it's I want to work out today, but you don't. I'm not going to eat that junk food at the end of the day, but you do. You are going to do your midnight routine or your morning routine, but you don't, right? This applies to when you say you're going to commit, but you don't, right? And so I'm going to speak to my own experience. I'm going to speak in the context of marijuana because that's where the original question came from. But again, it can apply to any commitment you're looking to make. And so the goal here is to help you understand what's going on and then to give you insight and awareness on what you can do to change it. Okay. So I would say number one is you have to take responsibility for your decisions. And two, you must remove judgment for which decisions you make. And so what that looks like is if I say in the morning, okay, I'm not smoking today, and at nighttime I smoke, and I do this for days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months. One is I must accept that I'm the one that's choosing to break the commitment. I'm the one who is not following through. And two is no judgment about that. So it's like what that would look like for me is, let's say I'm like 30 days and every morning, every night even, I'm like, okay, tomorrow I'm good. I'm not going to smoke. And then the next day I smoke, right? I don't give myself shit for it. I just accept that I just wasn't willing to follow through. And maybe even more so, I wasn't ready to take responsibility, right? And if you want even more compassionate understanding, is that I'm going through emotional, psychological, spiritual suffering in some way, and I'm using marijuana to cope with that, and I'm not willing to do anything differently, right? So there's a ton of acceptance there, a ton of understanding there. Um, and the reason I go that route is because judgment doesn't seem to move the needle for me. Judgment doesn't seem to move the needle for me. And so I lean towards non-judgment, acceptance, understanding, and at the very least accountability. Like if I went 30 days breaking commitments and smoking, even though I said I wouldn't, it's because I keep making the decisions that lead to that. Just same as the case would be if you went 30 days not smoking at all. It's because, right, you made the decision to do that. I made the decision to do that. And so it's no mistake, no mystery. It's so critical that we're clear about this. It's no mystery, no mystery. If you go 30 days not smoking, it's because at every turn you decided no, not going to, right? And if you end up smoking for 30 days, it's because at least one turn a day, it's like, yeah, okay, I will, right? Um, and so, what can you do about this? How can you actually finally turn the needle? Um, what typically works for me is I make I how can I put this? Everyone's different, okay? Um, it's kind of like I need to muster and cultivate the energy and the willingness to be a part of the solution, right? And what that might look like sometimes is I'll follow through for a day, but then I'll get right back onto my indulgence cycle, right? And so sometimes the energy required to really follow through long term is different than the energy required to follow through for a day. And what I've discovered is that the energy required to follow through consistently um, requires you to be more awake, more conscious, and more willing, and more, what's the word? Um, Man, it's difficult to articulate sometimes. But I think the bottom line is you have to take 100% responsibility. And so, right, it's on us to go 1 day weed free, 2 days weed free, 3 days weed free. And if at some point along the way you miss the mark, right? Let's say your goal is to go 7 days weed free and you only make it to 4. It's, you just take accountability. It's like, okay, like on day 4 I fizzled out, and I it's not even I gave in. It's like I stopped being willing to follow through. I stopped. And maybe strategically speaking, you got to take a look. It's like, okay, well, why did I just give in? Well, on the one hand, you chose to give in, but two, maybe it's like I just didn't care enough. And that's another thing to take accountability of. It's like, oh, I just didn't care enough. Like I didn't have to have it. It's like, oh, okay, I just was like, I was okay. I was okay going 4 days instead of 7. Right. So it's just continuing to take accountability, continuing to take accountability. Um, and so, yeah, it's like no judgment, take ownership of your decisions. And then number 3, and I think I'll cap it at this third point is, um, and I've said this in many videos of the past, but it's like, we need to find alternative ways to satisfy our needs, right? And so if marijuana is this thing we turn to, if marijuana is this thing I turn to for a reward, to help me sleep, to relieve anxiety, to help me think higher thoughts, to calm my body, to make me feel loved, right? What have you. It's like, man, if we don't find other ways to meet those needs and get those things, like of course we're gonna turn to marijuana. And of course your brain and your body's like, where's the weed? Where's the weed? Where's the weed? Because it's like, I need relief, I need fun, I need reward, I need peace, I need, right? Of course you need those things. And if you don't know how to get those things on a consistent basis, well, you'll find a way to get them. And marijuana is going to be that thing, right? If that's what you're used to going to. And so it takes a little bit of time, but the game you can play is, right, when you do get a craving, ask yourself, what am I really looking for here? Another way to put that is, what am I, what problem am I trying to solve with marijuana? Right? And it's typically like, oh, I'm looking for a pause in my life. I'm looking for a break from anxiety. I'm looking for fun. Okay, then the next question is, what is another way I can have fun that does not include weed? What is another way? What are some ways I can just relax my body and stay in alignment with my commitments? Okay, I can go on a walk. Okay, I can just go outside and breathe. Oh, I can just call a friend. Oh, I can journal. Oh, I can go treat myself to some yummy food. Oh, I can watch my favorite TV show, right? So begin to ask yourself, right, when you get cravings, what am I looking to solve weed with right here? Okay. But I would say underneath all of that is the willingness to follow through and be a part of the solution, right? Because if you don't have that, you're not gonna go through this process of, when a craving hits, it's like, oh, okay, what can I do differently? No, if you don't have that 100% commitment beforehand, If you don't have that 100% responsibility beforehand, it's like, oh, the craving comes and it's like, oh, should I smoke now? Right. And no judgment, again, no judgment. But it's like, if you don't set yourself up for success, then you're going to find yourself repeating the process, right? This process of committing, but failing to follow through. And so hopefully this made sense. Hopefully this connected some dots for you. Um, take accountability. It's no mystery. Take accountability. It is no mystery. Um, and so, yeah, hope this video finds you well. Happy Thursday. Happy January. Continue following through. Continue doing what you know you need to do. We're so early in the year still. And it is on us to make this year happen. Right. So that's it. I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace.